I don't know why it's taken me this long to do this player, because you can pick him up for so cheap. He's 16 years of age. He'll want to come to you because he's playing in the second division of South Africa. And he's really, really good. So, player spotlight. We're going to do it right before FM21, so you have hardly any chance to sign him. But you might be curious. You might be curious on who it is and whether you signed him before. So, comments. Let me know if you have signed him before. Or you haven't. Also let me know. Also, viewers, of course, a lot of you will know that I am training to be a professional wrestler, like in the WWE, yeah, fake fighting, yay, woo, in your pants. Now, if you do want to watch me fake wrestle, then you have the opportunity to do so very soon on the Reach Wrestling YouTube channel. Reach is the channel that, or the company that I work for. I record, film, and produce and edit all of the episodes that are on there right now, the free wrestling shows that we are doing, and we are about to record, when this episode comes out, we're about to record our second lot of tapings, which I have a match in, apparently, at this point, anyway, whether I get myself injured. So if you do want to see how I get on, Reach Wrestling YouTube channel, I'll leave a link down in the description, maybe a card up above my head on the computer, if you're on the computer or something, so you can click on it and see it. I've also had a promo come out recently, so I probably would have messaged a few of you if I know who you are through like the Discord and stuff, and we've interacted before in the past. I might have messaged you to write a little cheeky comment. And if I haven't done so already, then can you please go over to the episode 3 of Unit 10 and do just that. Just look out for my promo and write about it. That would be great. That would be nice. And then, of course, when the match does come out, and I do actually have a match, if you could say how amazing I was or how great you think I'm going to be, then you're helping me in ways that I cannot describe enough. It will just help. So thank you. And now I'm going to help you with a player spotlight with 3 weeks to go or something until the new one comes out. Still helping you though. I've done it all year, so favour for a favour. Now this is the player that we are looking at for today. Asanele Veleb-Hayi. Just going to call him Asanele. So, this guy, viewers, he doesn't look anything special whatsoever, does he? But he does have a very good high potential of 160, I believe. We will confirm that at some point. You can approach a sign-in, but you will be paying a little bit more money because he's at Ajax Cape Town, which, like I mentioned before, is in the second division of South African football. So you stand a very good chance of signing him. But just for 89k, they accept the offer. So it's pretty easy, really, and he's not going to want a lot of wages either. So, of course, we are going to do what we did previously. We are putting him at 4 different clubs, at 4 different stages of his career, and we're going to simulate one season and see exactly how he does. I've fine-tweaked it slightly behind the scenes, so it's worked out a little bit better than the Yusuf Demir one, but you'll see exactly how we get on. In a sec, let's go to the start of this. So we have 4 different teams, viewers. We are starting off keeping him at Ajax Cape Town because I think it's quite important actually to keep them at the club they are at for one of the teams. We are using one of Ryan Cassidy's tactics here, Juggernaut, because we are playing in his favourite role of attacking midfielder. We're going to swap and change them in different roles. So this is the player that we are lumped with here, and he has a current ability, viewers, of 91. So that is the one at his original club. But we do have 4 other teams here. So first and foremost, let's go over to Croatia. We have the Croatian team, Hajduk Split, who used to be quite a force in Croatia, but with Dynamo Zagreb recently, not so much, and Rijeka even getting in on the action. But we do have an Asanele player here at the current ability of 140. Now, I've gone in the wrong order. I've already realised that because there is one that's lower. But still, we'll have a look at him here. 140 current ability. He looks quite a good player, doesn't he? So just at 16 years of age, because we haven't changed that. But still the attacking midfielder role. I think as a 140 current ability, other than the strength, he looks really impressive. I mean, natural fitness and stamina, okay, but that's going to change between the different ones. Technically, you're looking at one of the best players in the world. Technically, there's a lot of extremely good world-class players who, with better mentals and physicals, have worse technicals. So you've got to be happy with that in this role. Great dribbling, first touch, passing, and technique, and even long shots and finishing there, sneaking in with a lovely little 14. Good stuff. But if we go over to Derby County, we will see a lower version of Asanele. And we go to the tactic. We might be playing him in a different role, viewers. We are. So we are looking at this Thermo 2. And I've changed it around slightly. And here we have Asanele as a centre midfielder on attack with the 120 current ability. So a little bit less, of course, 20 current ability less. But I still think this is a very decent player. A lot of the mental attributes aren't quite there where they were at 140. But the technical attributes, very similar, just slightly worse. And we do have the similar physical attributes as well. So you can tell by just where we're setting his current ability at, because we had a few comments on the Yusuf Demir one, people thinking that I'm setting the attributes myself. I'm not. All I'm changing is the current ability in the editor. So once you change the current ability, as if you leave all of the attributes to like nothing and don't actually touch them, then the editor will do it for you and will spread out the load to what suits this player, which means what this player would be in real life, or well, not in real life, but in your game, how the game will simulate it. And that's the reason why, like in previous player spotlights where I've had like Brandon Cortez was a good one, Dario Sarmiento, both the Argentinian ones, funny enough. In my actual series that I've done, they've had like 10 finishing, whereas on the player spotlight, they had like 15, 16. So it does vary between save to save. You might have an Asanele who cannot dribble. It's very unlikely because of the position he plays in. But you might have one that cannot dribble. You might have one that cannot pass the ball. You might have one that's 19 finishing, but his long shots are 7. Whereas I might have one where his long shots are 14 and his finishing is 12. And you'll be like, why is it so different? That's the reason why. So it's all down to randomness. It's not down to what I am putting into it, okay? So there's only so much I can potentially do with these player spotlights. Okay, Derby County, Hajduk Split, Ajax Cape Town. Because we have Ajax Cape Town, I thought we might as well just go to Ajax, to be honest, and see how we can do in his full potential prime. This is Asanele at 160 viewers. This is him at his peak. And my word, what a player we have here. So the physical attributes, very good. Happy with that? Yes, we are. Mental attributes, they could be better, but in the right places, he has good mental attributes. Anticipation, very good for in behind the striker role. Decision making's determination. His flair could be slightly better at 13. I'll give you that. And is off the ball at 11. But teamwork and vision, very high for what we need in this Dutch league. Now, on the technical attributes, you're looking at one of the best technically players spread out in the world, because there isn't anything less than a 10. Even his marking is decent, viewers. So technique, passing, long shots, first touch, finishing, and dribbling, all above 15. You've got to be happy with that. And even in this Ajax team, he is 4-star. But if we do look at the tactics, we are playing this version here, the nomadic interjection, which was a tactic tester that I did for Ryan Cassidy a long time ago. And I think it'll be interesting to see how he does in this role, because it's a shadow striker role and he has that very high finishing. So I want to see whether he manages to get himself on the score sheet a lot. And it does suit the two midfielders, I think, who play very well in the DM role. Right, viewers, that is the setup that we have at all 4 clubs. It's time to simulate a season and see how they get on. So we start off with Ajax Cape Town. Now, I can tell you they were predicted to finish top of the league, and they did just that very easily, by the way. 27 points ahead. So they absolutely smoked the league. And if we do look at the league profile, we can see that a lot of our players dominated all of the statistics, but the main man wasn't quite there. So we'll head to tactics. Asanele, how have you done? Now, of course, he starts off with 90-something, 91 or something like that. So he's 112 now because he has played 28 games. So it's not too bad. He has played most of the season, I believe. Is that... Hang on. How many games in the season do they play? Is it 28? We need to see this. It's 30, so he's only missed 2 games. So it's not too bad, to be honest. I thought it was a lot less. So there we go. He's actually played quite a lot. If we do have a look at the history, he scored 5 goals in the league with 7 assists and 2 player of the matches. A high average rating. His potential has risen quite nice in that first season, up to 112. So you're looking at like the Icelandic league, a lot of the lower Scandinavian leagues. He would be one of the best players now. So that's good to know if you're any of those clubs, because I still think you could possibly sign this guy at one of those clubs. So within a year, he will be one of your best players. That's intriguing to know. And of course, Ajax Cape Town have terrible facilities. Let's not forget about that. When he goes to the other clubs who have better facilities, we'll see a bit more of an increase. But we'll see an increase at Derby County because they have good facilities. And where do they finish? They finish in 6th place. Now, Derby, if we do look at the Sky Bet Championship, the season preview had them placed in 13th place. People may argue with that because they have the likes of Wayne Rooney, but they finished in 6th place and they didn't do too bad. Competitions-wise, they didn't get to the playoff final. Unfortunately, they were knocked out of that. Quarter-final, though, of the FA Cup. Not bad for a championship side. Knocked out the 3rd round by Tottenham. But it doesn't really matter with that. We want to know, really, how did Asenele do? He started off this season with 120 current ability, and he's now at 129 after 1 season in the championship. And he does look rather appealing still. So, as a championship player, he's done very well. 11 goals from centre midfield, remember. 2 assists, 2 player of the match. Not the best average rating. We'll give him that, but still I think double figures for a midfielder in 40 games is an acceptable amount. 14 goals in total with 4 assists. So I'd like to have seen a little bit more assist-wise going forward, but I think the formation that we played kind of limited him with Wayne Rooney's kind of doing majority of the work. He also managed to get 10 goals and 7 assists. In that deep line playmaker role. So it's very attacking minded, and these players at the top here are more likely to get the assists and the goals, but the centre midfield on attack does seem to get in the box a lot and does seem to pick up a fair amount of goals. So 11 goals is not too bad for a 120 current ability player. So kind of like a good player for championship level. Not great, just good. Okay, off to Croatia then. And Croatia managed, the Croatian team we picked, Hajduk Split, managed to finish in 2nd place, which I do believe was their predicted finish. Dynamo Zagreb running away with it. They have some of the best players in Europe in the long run, with like Livakovic and something like that in goal. So the tactic-wise, of course, we played this role here. I don't think we've shown the tactic here. Shattered predictions, but I changed it around. Or did I? No, this was Shattered Predictions, sorry. This was Shattered Predictions. So 140 current ability, he started Asenele, and he stayed at 140 current ability. So he hasn't gone up too much. And this is the Duff one because he only actually played 17 games. That is because they have an age limit where you have to be 17 to play. And unfortunately, he didn't turn 17 until December. So I think we can write that one off. It's all about this final one. Ajax, they won the league by 20 points, viewers. They dominated the league. They won the Johan Cruyff Cup. I don't know whether that's the good. I don't think it is the good cup. They actually lost to Utrecht in that cup. They were knocked out of the quarterfinal, though, of the Champions League by Paris Saint-Germain. So that's quite a good season overall. And let's have a look at how he did. 160 current ability. He absolutely destroyed this league, viewers. He destroyed this league. I mean, he's very good. We can already see that he's very good. But if you look at how he actually did, 12 goals, 9 assists in 33 appearances, 2 player of the matches, a 7.58 average rating. In continental competitions, so that's across the Champions League, he scored 8. He got 8 goals in the Champions League. And because they won the league, they go straight into the group stage. They wouldn't have had to have played any qualifiers. So he actually scored all of those 8 goals in the group stage or further in the quarterfinal, the first round knockout. 22 goals in total, 13 assists. Very good for Asenele. We did see Dusan Tadic, who plays as a striker in the first season because they don't really have a striker. He scored 48 goals in 50 games. That is unbelievable, really. This tactic is very good, don't get me wrong. But 48 goals is exceptionally high. Look how many goals he scored in the Eredivisie. I know we're going very off topic now, but that is ridiculous how he's managed to do that, Dusan Tadic. 36 goals in 33 appearances. I mean, he's destroyed the league even more. Quincy Promes also doing very well there. A high assist total. I'm guessing Quincy Promes played in the shadow striker role. It would have been interesting to see Asenele play in that shadow striker role in this formation, but because we did it in the other one, which unfortunately didn't work out, I didn't put him in there. I put him as the attacking midfielder. So a bit of a blunder on my part, not checking to see whether you can play 16-year-old players. But don't forget, viewers, a lot goes into these, like planning and stuff like that. So there are going to be some things that I will occasionally miss, just like that. But I think you can agree, 160 current ability Asenele is a very good player indeed, and a player that you would most likely use in that attacking midfielder role. It reminds me a bit of like a David Silva in his prime, because David Silva was quite fast and he was very agile and had very decent technical. He was a very, very good technical player, and as he got better with age, his mental attributes would obviously have increased. We're like mixing real life here with like the game. Mentally, he improved, and then, of course, physically, he dropped off quite a lot after his 30s. But he still always had those technical attributes, and I feel like that's what Asenele has. And I look at his attributes, and I just see somebody like David Silva there. He's kind of not a master of one thing, but he's very good at a lot of different things. Even defensively, he has 14 tackling, which is... It is bizarre, I get that. But you can then, of course, play him in a centre midfielder role as a box-to-box midfielder. He would be very good in that role if you trained him in that. So I think overall, a successful player spotlight once again. So there we have it then, viewers. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my new yellow jumper, by the way. Of course, if you can, go over to the wrestling. That would be absolutely fantastic, and leave a little comment on the episodes that I'm on. So I'll definitely be on episode 3, and more than likely, I will be on episode 6. I think that is when my match will be. So if you can, go over to those episodes and smash the comment section with a lovely little comment about myself. That will be absolutely fantastic, viewers. And of course, if you do enjoy this series, drop a like on it. Keep subscribed, because we have FM21 just around the corner. Player spotlights are going to start straight from the off as soon as I can potentially get my hands on the editor, or I just go forward a few years in the future. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out yet. I can't quite remember when the editor comes out, whether it comes out with the beta or not. But we will have tactic testers, we will have player spotlights, we will have 7 deadly seasons here, all on YouTube. And of course, we will have the Youth to Gold series on twitch.tv/Omega Gaming. So if you enjoyed the Youth to Gold, make sure you go over to Twitch, because that will be starting as soon as FM21 begins. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all my Patreon members for supporting me across this whole year. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to smash that like button. Hit the Patreon page if you want some early access to some videos or to sponsor a player. And here is a video that I think you might like.